Hello and welcome to Snowrunner News, and we have new mods in Snowrunner Mods IO. I'm UK Gamer 808 and we'll do a weekly roundup of the Snowrunner news. Now, we didn't really have much going on this week as we were waiting on the update, but I've had quite a few messages about what's happening, and so I thought, well, we just run through it quickly and then everyone's clear what's going on. So we had the update on word of the update coming on Thursday. Now this update is just to fix PS4 and Xbox console. That's all it is. Now I did think the centered steering might be added to that, but it's not. That isn't going to change on this update. Then after that update, if everything's okay, then they will start rolling out phase 1. Now phase 1 is going to be multiple updates. Now it's at the moment you think, oh well, the Rift is in phase 1, so that's why some people think we've had phase 1. It's like, no, we've just had the Rift. So in phase 1 you had the Rift, the new winter region, the Kola Peninsula, and then we have new vehicles and exclusive skins and interiors and add-ons, which we spoke about this probably 6 weeks ago. And then the main thing is the map and interior modding tools are coming, which they are coming onto the PTS server, which we'll go into in a minute. So basically everything to do with phase 1, what I've just said, they're going to, all of that isn't going to come at once. It's going to come in multiple updates, so they don't, well, it doesn't clog up the game basically. It doesn't, if there's a problem, we know about it, instead of adding everything and having loads of problems. So that's how it is at the moment. We do not know any time frames whatsoever on anything's coming. So whether the update's coming next week, I would have thought it would be next week, because they've been pretty good by, normally if they say an update's looming, it's normally between 3 and 4 days or so. So I'm expecting to hear something probably Tuesday, Wednesday would be nice. Anyway, so that's that side of things. So that is with phase 1. Now to do with, I know a lot of people are talking about Snowrunner mods for PS4 and Xbox. That is phase 2. So let's get phase 1 working, everything fine, new Kola Peninsula region, get all that done, and then they'll start talking about phase 2 and we can know about what's coming on with PS4 mods. But that is probably a while off yet, but nobody knows. It could be months, it could be weeks. It's not going to be days, it's going to be weeks. So that's the crack with that. Now the public test server is going to be up and running. They haven't told us a date on that even at the moment, and that is where you're going to be able to use any modders want to make any maps. All the tools are going to be on the public test server, so you can go and have a play with that, and they want feedback of everyone because there's bound to be some problems. So as soon as that's ready, then that is part of phase 1. So then that can come out in phase 1 and all this can be released, and the sooner people start making maps, the sooner we get more maps, more mods, and it goes on like that. So that's the crap what we're waiting for at the moment. We're just waiting on bloody update after update, and it's quite boring to be honest, because we just want to play the game. But this is how it's going to be, simple as that. Now the other thing I wanted to go into was the improvements, where they're asking for feedback still on what improvements can be put into the game, and I'd love to know what you think. And what we'll do is I'll give it a couple of days and see what comes in on the comments, and then I'll actually put something on the forums about it, because I would love to see a mini map implemented to it. Would be awesome. The time on it is too fast. It'd be nice to speed it up, slow it down, have the time, or have the time on normal time. You need a bit of choice there, that's the main thing. And it'd be nice to have hardcore mode where you can't recover, so it's a bit like the real world. And then the centered steering option, that's got to be an option now, because that is just, it's 50-50 split. People love it or hate it. So now they've done that, they've got to put that option in, because otherwise you're going to have a lot of angry people. And then the ability to winch with co-op. Now I mean winching between players. You can't winch onto the same vehicle, you can't winch to winch or any of that. It's you hook up to something, and if you want your mate to pull you out, he can't, because as soon as they hook up to you, it disconnects your winch and vice versa. And then the other top one on me is the camera position. I'd love to see that camera come out a little bit. And the other one is be able to get rid of the HUD on a button, so you can just see, get rid of the HUD, bang. When you're playing, you don't want the HUD there, rather than having to go into the settings. That's what I'd like to see. Now let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, and we'll put it in the forum and see what they have to say. So, what about new mods for Snowrunner Mods.io? And there isn't many, there's only 5 in there, and they are tweaks. So the first one we have is the M916A3 by Aranico X. Well, that's how I'm going to call that one. And he's tweaked the steering rate and responsiveness on that. All-wheel drive is switched from 4x6 to 6x6. Tweaked the stock suspension and tweaked the raised suspension on that. He's also done quite a few other tweaks on there, and additional mud tyres, 280 litre fuel tank on there. Then the next one is a Mills sideboard attachment for the P12 Roughneck. Now that's specifically for that, for a Mills sideboard attachment. You have to use it with that, and that's pretty cool with 3 slots on the back there. Awesome. Then we move on to the International Lodestar 1700 Special by Ranico X, and he's added the ability for added trailers on there, raised and tuned the suspension, revised the engine options, added a roof rack, and then Tiger and skate wheels have been adjusted. And then we have the Freightliner M916 tow truck. So I'm surprised that one hasn't come out already, but that's by Remo 667, and he's changed the US crane, so it's a tow crane now instead, and added a flatbed on the back, put repair and refuel points, exhaust and bumper options, saddle high and low with the use of the flatbed, the flatbed's on the back basically. And then the last one we have is the add-on Recolor by Dolson, and he's basically added so you can have a black truck rims and grey RU mini crane and grey sideboard tray. So that's your lot for Snowrunner Mods.io and Snowrunner News. Now, it was being pretty quiet. Average, I've been doing sort of 3 or 4 episodes, but this week has only been a couple, and I'll only do them if something's coming out really, or there's plenty of mods, then I'll do another episode. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to go and check out my other content where my Snowrunner videos is growing by the day. I'm trying to do as many as we can at the moment because I'm loving it, absolutely loving the game. Although we have problems, I'm happy because game hasn't been crashing. That's my main issue I had. So, but people have had games crashing, and we're still losing games as well. There's quite a few people had lost their entire game, start from scratch, and that's not bloody clever. Not nice at all. Righto, that's it for Snowrunner News, Snowrunner Mods.io. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, catch me on the next one.